once we have all the data set, so we have right pane there. So I'm going to get data set which is having reprocessing, right output, employee analytics, and that would be the part of my dashboard, right? So I'm going to transform data. If you want to change anything there inside this value, so you can go and transform there, right? For example, I want to change this, replace FT to full time. So I'm going to replace values within the FT. I'm going to replace with full time. That's okay. All right. So now we have another CT. So I'm going to replace this value CT replace with con contractual types, right? They are on the contractual basis, right? Then I'm going to have FL. So FL would be replace values. FL would be replace Y freelancer, right? Then what's the next category? FT. So I'm going to replace all these FT value, replace values. FT, I think it's a PT, yes. So I'm going to replace values. All the PT values will be replaced by part-time, right? That's my acronym for the for all these values. That's it. I'm going to close and apply. If another transform I need to change, so I'll go there to the home and then transform data set, and I'll make their changes. So this is the transform data again, will lead to the data query editor. So can you see it's showing all the values, respective value same. Let's say I'm having output values there. So I'm having more other values, right? So we have another locations also like DE, Australia, and on and so on, right? Company size. So let's say I'm going to replace this company size with other values also, right? So that's our next step. Otherwise, I'm going to close and apply. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to define this, let's say this wallpaper, or let's say I'm changing this values to this color value, changing this to the light green. All right. Then I'm going to create one visualization that would be the stack bar. So within the stack bar, I'm going to keep it here. Within the stack bar, I'm going to output, and this output will be, let's say, company location and remote ratio, right? So this would be the company location and remote value. This graph will represent this one, right? So I'm going to make one more time. This is the original graph, and now company location and remote ratio. This would be the first graph, bar chart. Along with this, I'm going to create this. Let's say this is the scatter plot, and going to create this scatter plot here, right? Let's say this time I'm going to keep company size and job title, right? Or company ratio, or some salary in USD, right? Or something more valuable. Can you see it's having more in granularity, right? So now instead of company sum of work year, I'm going to sum of work year, I'm going to remove this one, and then let me put it here, drop it here at the y-axis, or the y-axis here, right? So this would be the x-axis part. If I'm going to drop to the values, so can you see it's asking into the drop values, right? Suppose company ratio, so I'll have more granularity level position, right? Suppose I'm going to drop it here, so that would know values, right? So this would be the combination ratio and legend value also. If I'm going to remove this one, so you will find other values also, right? The company size, and USD in salary, right? So instead of sum, let me go for count. So you can see it's giving the count value for the same. Let me see this company ratio and work year or job title. According to job title, giving this values, right? So scatter chart is not sufficient for us, so I'm going to skip this one. So I'm going to take pie chart here, and this pie chart I'm going to keep it here. Now within the pie chart, let's say company size and remote ratio. Can you see this is giving the company value, right? So company size of this value. So I'm taking another pie chart here. So this is taking salary in USD and company location, right? Or you can say company residential area also, employment also, or any other experience. On the basis of experience, I can give the ratio part. So I'm going to keep it here. All right. So the another graph I'm going to keep it. It's a stack column chart. The stack column chart will have work year and company size. So on the basis of company size, I'm going to keep the company size value, right? Now I am having more values here. Let's say line chart. So line chart is basically used for this one the time series data set when we have time data set, right? So maybe we do not have any time data set in our set. So we have this work area, so we can go for this time chart also. So I'm going to keep it here, right? So as far as this value is concerned, you can see we are having filled all these value here. So I'm going to keep it here and keep it more closely and more close value here, right? So now I'm going to keep more visualization here. What are these visualization? Let's say, can I keep area chart here? So let's keep area chart for work area and employment residence. So that would be the area chart, or salary in USD or employment ratio. You can go for this one also. Let's say company location and job location ratio. So this would be the company chart also, right? Similarly, I can go for line chart also. What's the line chart? So here we have the line ratio as salary in USD. You can create as per your choice, right? As per your need. Now you can see it's showing the respective values for the same, right? So I'm going to delete this line area chart because it's not specific for us. So we are going to take stack bar chart here. The company location and remote ratio is showing correct stack bar chart for us. Can you see? So this is the correct bar chart for us, and we can go for the relevant value. Now apart from this, can I take the ribbon chart or some funnel chart here? Yes, I can take funnel chart, and this time I'm taking work area and company size. Can you see? On the basis of company size and work area, it's giving that value, that part, right? So what other charts we can keep? We can keep this donut chart also. So this donut chart will be, let's say I'm having experience level or and remote ratio. Can you see? Or on the basis of this one, I can keep the remote chart also, donut chart, right? Now, can you see these labels, these titles are, this is format, go to the general, go to the title, and here I'm having very big size of this. So I'm going to keep it 11 or something 12, and then I'm going to make it remote ratio by experience level, right? That would be the exact fine. And then text color would be, let's say text. So first let me define the title. That's the effect. Background level, I'm going to keep the background level, let's say purple. or on the basis of purple, I'm going to create this title and text color would be white. I'm going to keep it white, right? And what other text table we have? We have visual border. So I'm going to keep it visual border on. This would be round corner, right? So 10 point will be round corner, right? And then header icons is same, right? So all text, right? So these are other properties. So this is having other properties like position, padding, advanced options, other options are there. So I'm going back to the visual. So this is the visual, and inside this visual, I'm going to keep this white. Can you see this is showing white? So coming back to the title, slices, right? So these are all white and spacing and detail labels and values. Can you see? Value should be again white. So I'm going to keep it white, right? So I'm going to back to the visual part. So inside this visual, can you see this text, this title label? So this title is showing this one position and this values also. Right now I want to keep this ratio, this value to the other chart also. So I'm going to click on this format painter, just click it. Can you see it's also changing these values? Now again format painter, click on the another graph also. Now format painter, click on the another chart, it's going to change everything here. Now format painter, click on the next chart also. Now the format painter, click on the next chart also. Now format painter will change the property of another chart also. Format painter will change the property of another. All right. So this would be the property of another values where we can keep the area same. Now something are showing with black. So let me go here. Let me select this value and go to the format your visual, and x-axis I'm going to make it white. Can you see it's showing x-axis white? Now title, it's again I want to keep it white. Can you see this is all about x-axis? Now as far as y-axis is concerned, this is again values. For values I'm going to keep it white, and going to title, y title is again keeping it white, right? So now I'm going to select it, format painter, and this white, right? Select values, chart, and format painter, white, right? Select chart, format painter, and white. So all the values are white here. Now I'm going to, can you see this area is again a little bit a contrast or not going to shape it here, right? So what I'll do, I'll go to the report page and canvas dashboard or the wallpaper, and within the wallpaper, can I browse something, some images? Can you see? Okay, it's very much dark. So let me go here. Yes, it's a much better, right? So I can go with this part. Otherwise, you can go with the wallpaper and you can choose the another one. This is the wallpaper, and go to the desktop, delete, and I'm going to select this WP also. Can you see? Now it's having different aspect. Now suppose I want to keep this value. Let's say this is this portion. This is the portion. Here I am having this value, this one, and this is sufficient, right? Now I want to keep filters along with this slicer something, right? So now this is slicer which is consisting of different values. Let's say for company location I want to keep this one, right? Another slicer I'm going to keep for this one. This is the this slicer will keep record of company size large, medium, and small. Another slicer will keep record of employment residential area, right? Their country itself, right? Or I would say instead of residential, employment type. Another slicer I want to keep for the another category position. This category position is something relevant to the job title, right? Now within the job title, I'm going to keep it this one, keep the size. Okay, now select this one, format your visualization, slicer setting. Instead of vertical list, I'm going to make it drop down. Similarly, I'm going to select this one, going to vertical list to the drop down, vertical list to the drop down, vertical list to the drop down. So this would be the aspect. Now within the same functionality, I'm going to select this, right? Same, and this would be the equivalent size. Now again, same, this will be the size and this will be the size. Now within the same, I'm going to keep it in the same size, right? Now go to this one, okay, go to this one size, and this is the exact size. Now we have exact size of this one. Now we have this one, right? Now I'm going to copy this one and format printer this one, right? Copy, format printer, this one, select format printer to this one, format printer to this one, right? Now I'm going to select the general property in order to change the title name or the effects. Can you see the background color is something, right? Or I want to keep the shadow also. So this is the shadow, or you can keep shadow white also, or I'm going to keep it black, right? Similarly, I'm going to properties, and this property is going to select position, visual, and within the visual, I'm going to change size, and this header icon. Can you see this header icon should be white, not white, right? So icon, okay. So I'm going to select this. I want to select this company location. Going to the slicer header. This company location, it should be font color, and this should be white. Can you see? And the border, there should be some border, and I want to keep the dark black, and this would be the values, and I want to keep the values white again. Can you see? Now the same format, I'm going to keep it with the others also. So format this one, format printer for the next one also, format printer for the next one, format printer for the this one also, right? Format printer to this also, in order to include all these uh, shadows also, so that we can have more shadows there, right? So all these values will have the respective shadows. So I'm going to keep this format printer, it will include all these shadows. Now you can select the company name. So this one, okay, so I can go for drop down selection. Let's say this values text font color, let's say it's blue. Okay, no, it should be white, and border, background, it should be something dark blue or something in between yellow, I would say, right? Whenever I drop this down, you can see these colors also, right? I'm going to select font painter, format painter here, and format painter here. Can you see it's selecting all these values? Suppose let's say I'm going to select this 80 and this values, right? So small and then full time and then computer vision. So you can have these values. Now I'm going to clear all these options. Can you see it can clear selections also? Now within the multiple options, I'm going to select this visual part. I'm going to allow multi-selection. Single selection select on, multi-selection off. Now going to select one or more values at a single time. Can you see it's a responding on multi selections also, right? So this is the part of my selections. Can you see it's a game? But if you want to clear the selections, default value you want to keep, just click on clear selections. You will find the original graph there. All right. So this would be the part of your team. Or something you can go for this large options and going for this one, going for this one, going for this one, right? Now I'm going to keep these values. Let's say I'm going to select COVID data. So I'm going to copy this one and this button I'm going to keep it here. Can you see it's a COVID data? Now I want to move this one employment data. So I'm going to copy this employment data, cut C, and will keep it here only, right? I'm going to make it small or something border, right? All right. So now it's COVID data also. One, two, three, four, right? So this would be the lower background. I'm going to lower it down. Can you see? This is the now lower position, right? So this is the COVID data. I'm going to keep it here, and employment data. I'm going to keep it here. Now the another part, I'm going to keep it as home data. So let's say this is the home button, cut C, and home button will keep at the position here. So I'm going to keep it home button here, right? Or if you have some another data set, let's say this is the let's say the salary deployment, and inside the salary, let's say we have another column. Let's say I'm going to keep uh, this graph here for your purpose. This is the only graph which we have in the salary page. So I'm going to keep one more column. So what's the here? So I'm going to insert, within the insert, I'm going to back the blank button, right? So within the button, I'm going to go to the style, right? And not the style, but go to the general. I'm going to effect, title, text, right? So inside this title, I'm going to write salary, right? Can you see it's showing salary there? Okay, so sorry, it's not the salary option, it's a title. Going to keep it off. Properties, effects, oh, the button, style, and text on. And here I'll put my salary option here, right? Bold, and this would be something else. Now copy, go to the home button, format painter, click over this one, right? Now this will have the same options. Now this is the font where we want to keep this one, right? This is the font color, and okay, so I'm going to fill this, fill, with this value. Okay, so let me copy this button also. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right? I'm going to delete this one and keep it as one. And employment, I'm going to style, instead of employment, I'm going to say salary, right? Now this salary will go to the action. So instead of page navigation, I'm going to page navigation here. I'm going to select salary option here. Now, can you see if I'm going to click this COVID data, it's switching to the COVID page. Now, I'm going to jump to the employee option. Now, when I'm selecting on the home page, it will lead to the it's landing over the home page. Or if you will select the salary option, you will lead to the last page, that's the salary option here. Now suppose if we have employment option, we have employment page just by clicking over here, right? So this is all the option and all the clicking of values available for us. You can go for the same, right? So this is how we can convert all the values. Make sure you do not have any values or any other parts. Let's say we have this portion where we have all the values. So let me click here, format printer, and this one. No, it's not happening. So I'm going to click over visualization, data labels, right? So we have values. All these values are category labels, right? So color is something, so I'm going to make it white, right? Now conversation rate, so I'm going to convert is white again. Can you see? Now everything is in the white format, right? Now can I keep it something, I want to keep something like transparent background. So I'm going to create this one and effects and this transparency. Can you see? It's showing some transparency of 20%, right? This is the 20% transparent, right? Or I'm going to click format painter and this one, format painter, this value, format painter, this values, right? It's having now some relevant transparency, right? So this is again, I'm going to show this home page from the starting point. Here is the 4 point. I'm having this COVID data. So this will lead to the COVID portions. Now again, I'm home page. This is the employment button. So I'm going to lead to the employment button where we have all the visuals also. Coming back to the home page. Now the employee salary is having COVID data button where we have all the COVID details, and here we have home page where we have all the home page value, and here we have salary which is showing all the one details here. Here we have employment option which is showing all the employment values. So this is all about the respective sheets, respective data set where we can deploy over the screen, right? So I think it was helpful for you and it was very suitable for you also. You can create the home page and create graph. So let me create this visualization, or going to the page or canvas background, or it's not the canvas background, then wallpaper. So I'm going to create this color. It should be, let me keep this one, or let me keep this values, right? So this would be more appropriate. Can you see? This would be more appropriate color there, right? So this would be the final output for us. We have created this value. So I'm going to download this value as a export or export to PDF. So this will export into the PDF format, right? This is the PDF format of also. Can you see first, second, third, and fourth page, right? Okay, so if I am going to choose the uh, visualization, page information, canvas setting, we have canvas background. Let me take this values, right? So all right, so let me print these values now, export to the PDF, and it's generating again a PDF of your report where you will find all these pages and all the respective values, right? So here is the first, second, third, and fourth pages, and fifth page here, right? If you want to show into the into the full page area, you can go for the full page also. Suppose I want to export, save as, so this is the saving to the existing one, and I'm going to save into the next value, so I can save into the next page also. So this would be the, let me take the screen portion part of it. So this would be the screen part of my entire values, right? So I'm going to save it as it is, right? So this was the all the saving part. You can see this is also working on the basis of given respective areas where we have multi selections and where we have multiple outputs also, small, right? And here we have respective full times also, right? Respective values for the same, right? So this is the interactive report where you can clear selections if you want to use into the respective values, and you can go for the same video. This is all about the pagination report and interactive. Did you get the sense of it? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you very much.